We're getting set for the start of our main event. You ask, why are Williams and Martinez fighting for a second time? Well, in December of 2009, they staged a classic battle. Here's a look back. Nearly 1 year ago, Paul Williams faced off against Sergio Martinez. In less than 3 minutes, the stage was set for one of boxing's best fights of 2009.
Down he goes on a left hand to the temple. Hard right hand, and Williams goes down. And Martinez has evened the round. Both fighters tasted the canvas in round.
The first fight. We just saw some of the highlights, and it was fantastic. Can they do it again tonight?
With the exception of the Ward series, very seldom do a rematch be as exciting as the first fight. Usually the fighters say, I'm going to be more intelligent this time. This is an exception. The fact that Sergio Martinez said that he's going to pressure Williams a lot better and a lot more this time than before, because he said he gave him too much space, and he believes that Williams can't fight too good backing up. So he's going to come out and put pressure on Paul Williams. And Paul Williams is the type of guy that has so much fire inside of him, coupled with the stamina and that physical size, that I just can't see him doing it that easy. Martinez has the most talent between the two, best coordination, but the fire and the competitive spirit of Paul Williams may neutralize that. I see it as a great fight. I think it will equal the first fight. I don't really know who's going to win the fight.
Manny, I think tonight we have a chance for this rematch living up to the hype between Martinez and Williams. We shift things over now to Max Kellerman. And Max, before your comments about Martinez and Williams, you have to talk about the middleweight division.
And they're fighting for supremacy in the middleweight division. It's really easy when you cut through it all. Martinez is the champion. Forget about belts. He's the champion. He beat Pavlik, who beat Jermaine Taylor, who beat Bernard Hopkins, who beat everyone. They're fighting tonight for the same title that Sugar Ray Robinson and Marvin Hagler fought for, the real middleweight title. Paul Williams, as you know, owns the win over Sergio Martinez, one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in boxing. Dmitry Pirog, a real good young fighter, and Sturm's been a division stalwart for many years now. You know, it's November already. It's getting pretty late, and there's no obvious candidate for Fight of the Year. I'll give you even money right now that you're about to see it. What other than that is at stake? We do a lot of talking, at least I do, and thinking about Mayweather and Pacquiao, and they're the two best fighters in the world pound for pound, and everyone knows they're not fighting each other. Well, the next two best pound for pound are these two guys, Paul Williams and Sergio Martinez, and they are fighting each other, and the winner of this fight will have universal acknowledgement as the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world, not named Mayweather or Pacquiao.
Can't wait to see it unfold here tonight in Atlantic City Boardwalk Hall. Let's take a look at the tail of the tape for our main event here this evening. Sergio Martinez and Paul Williams. Martinez, 35 years of age. You see Williams with the height advantage. He has that in almost all of his fights. Martinez rehydrated on our unofficial scales to 168 pounds. Max, let's take a look at some of the numbers from the first meeting between these two.
Well, you can see the numbers really do tell the story in this case. You can see that Paul Williams threw more and landed more, and usually that's all I care about. Who cares about percentage, right? It's who lands more. But in this case, Martinez's higher connect percentage not really demonstrates his superior accuracy. They were the really clean, hard shots landed by Martinez. The fight could have gone either way, and Paul Williams was fortunate that it went his way.
Here comes Paul Williams, born in Augusta, Georgia, now fighting out of Aiken, South Carolina. Says he's much more prepared for the fight this time. Last time, they only had 3 weeks' notice. He says, listen, I know Martinez is going to have his track shoes on. I'm bringing mine as well. He wants to run. I'm going to run, chase him, and chase him down.
You know what you loved about the Pacquiao fight that you just saw, people? I mean, Pacquiao's fighting hard, right? The guy loves to mix it up, even when he's boxing. Paul Williams has the same thing. The guy loves to fight, and that's why his fights are so much fun to watch.
Manny, you look at Paul Williams, and he's nearly 6'2". He's rangy, he's athletic, but he can take a shot. That surprises you, right, for a tall guy?
He's a very unusual man. I hate to use the word when I was talking to him yesterday that he was a freak, but that's what he is to some degree. He's a very unusual man. Usually guys are tall like that, they don't have the best stamina, and he has a 17-inch neck, which is unusual for the guy. And he's listed as 6'1". Believe me, that man is 6'3". I have enough guys on whip that's 6'1" and 6'2". He's an extremely tall man, but 6'2" is definitely out. He's over 6'2".
He says it's not going to go all 12 rounds.
Look, Paul Williams, and Emmanuel was just talking about it, he's not the greatest boxer or the fastest boxer in the world, but he's a pretty good talent. He's got pretty quick hands. He's got pretty good skills. He takes an excellent punch. He takes it to the body just as well, even though he's a string bean. He has an 81-inch reach. He's a southpaw. He throws 100 punches around. Even if one thing doesn't jump out at you other than his size, the package is an extremely difficult one to contend with.
And you know what, even though he's a tall guy, he doesn't really fight tall. He's a tall guy, but he don't mind bending down and mixing up the punches a lot.
And now Sergio Martinez, born in Argentina, fought a lot of the early part of his career in Spain. In fact, when we talked with him yesterday, we asked him about being a champion, the middleweight champion, and he said, it's not that big a deal in Argentina. A lot of people don't know me, but if I can win this fight in convincing fashion tonight, a lot of people are going to know who I am.
Well, it's funny, both these guys, for me as a fan, I'm excited about this fight. Some big hype with the name of Pacquiao last week and Margarita, but this is the fight that I, as a fight man, is looking forward to. Neither one have cultivated a big following or anything type, but still, for the real true fight fans, this is going to be a great fight.
Martinez developed into a fantastic fighter later in his career because he started boxing so late in life, you know, compared to most amateur fighters. And so he really didn't become a star fighter until very recently. Should he win this fight, as Emmanuel said, I think his following will increase immediately.
He's got those Hollywood good looks. In fact, he's done modeling for athletic shoe companies, and he's got a lot of offers on the table to do some more modeling. And he says, hey, my profile will go up if I get an impressive win. And he's been barking all week long about he is going to score a knockout here tonight and not leave it in the judges' hands. Time for the introductions as we send it to our ring announcer, Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, by way of Caesars Atlantic City, welcome to the famous Atlantic City Boardwalk Hall here in Atlantic City, New Jersey, where tonight, DeBella Entertainment and Goose & Tudor Promotions are proud to present the main event of the evening. 12 rounds of boxing for the WBC Middleweight Championship of the World. Sponsored by Corona Extra, La Cerveza Más Fina, and sanctioned by the New Jersey State Athletic Control Board, Boxing Commissioner Aaron M. Davis, Chairman Tony Orlando, WBC President Jose Suleiman, WBC Supervisor at ringside Chuck Williams. At ringside, the 3 judges scoring this contest will be Craig Metcalf, Luis Rivera, and John Stewart. And inside the ring, in charge of the action at the bell, your referee, Earl Morton. And now, for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world on HBO. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble! Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing black with red, officially weighing 157.5 pounds. His professional record, 45 victories, including 24 knockouts, with only 2 defeats and 2 bouts even. From Quilmes, Argentina, the 2-time world champion, the reigning, defending WBC middleweight champion of the world, Sergio Maravilla Martinez. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, wearing lime green trimmed with black, official weight 156 pounds. As a professional, 39 victories, including 27 knockouts, only 1 defeat. From Aiken, South Carolina, the challenger, 3-time world champion, Paul, the Punisher Williams.
Bobby, you both received the same instructions. I expect you to obey my commands, keep your punches up, and protect yourself at all times. This is good. Touch gloves and good luck. Good luck.
With nothing to get excited about in the heavyweight division in this country right now, I hear all the time, what happened to those great middleweight championship rivalries we used to have in the 80s? This is what happened to them. We might be watching one right now.
Close to 5,500 fans at Boardwalk Hall in Atlantic City, New Jersey. The rematch. Paul Williams, Sergio Martinez. Let the ride begin as Williams throws the first punch. Remember, in the last fight, both men were down in round 1. Manny, what do you look for early?
Well, I'm surprised that Williams is coming out so fast. Sometimes he's a slower starter, but like his last fight with Kermit Cintron. He's coming out, and to me, he's neutralizing the plans of Martinez because he's been the most aggressive, and Martinez was supposed to be the aggressor. It looks like it's going to be a very well competitive fight.
Let's stop this, okay? Okay, let's go.
Williams told us, I like rough fights. It excites me. I want people to talk about my fights years to come. Make it a blood fight. You know Martinez is willing.
One of the biggest mistakes I had in the first fight I thought that Williams made was he started punches too far back, and Martinez took advantage of it by counter-punching. But in this fight here, it seems like Williams is fighting a little bit tighter. He's got his distance a little better.
Martinez ducks away from that right hook. Williams trying to get a little jab working.
High break. Walk it out.
Referee Earl Morton separates the two. Midway point of round 1. Glancing left by Martinez.
Pull your arm. Right, stop. Stop. Walk it out.
Looks like Martinez, great exchange.
This is what Martinez said he wanted, was to be more aggressive and try to use his shorter arms and be more effective by getting in close.
It looks like he's trying to apply his superior technique, but Williams started so fast, he didn't really have the breathing room to do it yet.
That's a great assessment, because he didn't give him a chance to get into his groove of being aggressive, because Williams started challenging him right away.
A right and a left by Martinez on the inside. Williams holding. Martinez punching. No feeling out in round number one. Both guys going after each other. Short little left inside from Williams. Martinez blocked most of it.
Much more holding in this fight so far than early in the first fight.
Slapping left from Williams.
Maybe because they're coming at each other, and so there's just not a lot of room inside.
Martinez has landed some clean punches, but to me, if I was scoring, I'd give the fight round to Williams. And the way it's going, it looked like the fight is going more towards Williams' advantage.
Good round, Paul. You're being alert. Your deep breath. Good round, okay? That's what I want you to do. Just let your hands go like you're doing. But give me more head movement, okay? And give me more uppercuts, because he want to get down underneath everything that you're throwing. You got me? Start up top, come down bottom, and come back up top with everything.
Hiciste tenerte un poco de respeto. Pero seguimos
Gotta have a
con el
little
plan, Sergio.
respect.
Muy bien, las manos abajo.
Good.
Le duelen las manos, Sergio.
His hand is hurting, coming from underneath.
Sergio, le duelen las manos, tené paciencia.
His hand is hurting. Be
Seguí
patient.
trabajando. Tené
Keep
paciencia,
working.
mantenete lejos de él, esperar el fallo de él.
patient.
Ok, Sergio, sigue igual con los amagues.
Here you see Martinez come in and do exactly what he had planned to do, was crowding Williams, short punches, keeping a distance where his short arms would be more effective. But I don't know if he's going to be able to sustain that for the rest of the fight at the tempo the way that Williams is going, because Williams is used to fighting at this type of a tempo more so than Martinez. Martinez is more of a thinking type fighter, very intelligent, very crafty. Williams is changing the pace and making him fight a little faster than he wants to fight.
And as expected, Williams was a little bit busier in round number one. They landed at the same percentage according to CompuBox. That exchange gets a rise out of the crowd here in Atlantic City.
Okay, come on.
Now Williams is starting to connect with clean shots.
Hey, break! Step, walk it. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of holding.
Good left hand, and down goes Williams.
I think it was a right hand.
Right hand, Williams through the left, Williams down.
He's not getting up, guys.
Not getting up.
That is the knockout of the year, if nothing else. A sensational, shocking, one-punch knockout of a normally iron-chinned, top-notch fighter.
Williams' mind was so much on the attack and aggression that he didn't even expect or see the punch. And that's the worst punch in the world, a punch you don't see.
Medical staff attending to Paul Williams. And Sergio Martinez, emphatic. He was the king tonight as he stops Paul Williams in the second in a stunning knockout.
Well, I think he's a star after this performance tonight. And this is what we need in boxing. I'm saying knockouts. We said all of these decisions are good, but they're not as exciting and as good for promotion of boxing as a knockout. And we haven't saw too many knockouts lately.
Get a stool nearby.
Now they're going to get Williams up in stages. Let's listen. And we're going to take a look at how it ends.
Yeah.
Williams throws a left, but Martinez beats him with the left.
Shorter punch, yeah, I thought it was a right hook. Shorter punch. And this is what's so strange about boxing and so great about boxing. Williams was fighting the perfect fight, doing everything right. And just one punch out of nowhere changed the whole result. He never saw the punch.
Martinez's left got there first. And Williams was out from the moment the punch hit him. Dr. Dominic Coletta and his staff got into the ring quickly to attend to him, and Sergio Martinez said he was going to knock out Paul Williams, and he lived up to his promise.
And he's a star.
25th stoppage for Sergio Martinez as Paul Williams suffers only the second loss of his career. Time for the official time of the stoppage. Here's Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, here at Atlantic City's Boardwalk Hall by way of Caesars Atlantic City, the end comes with one punch at 1 minute, 10 seconds of round number 2. The winner by knockout victory, and still WBC middleweight champion of the world, Sergio Maravilla Martinez.
It was billed as the fight of the year. It turns out to be the punch of the year as Paul Williams gets stopped in round number 2. Take a look at the total punches through a round and a half. You see that about even as far as the connect percentage. Obviously, Williams tends to be busier. And then the power punches in the fight. Martinez, 21 of 65. He landed 4 of 16 in that second round, and it was just that one left that did in Paul Williams in emphatic fashion here in Atlantic City. I think stunning just about everybody with how it ended. Let's send it up to the ring and Max Kellerman.
Wow. Where did that come from?
La teníamos preparada. No, trabajamos mucho. Fue producto del trabajo.
We had it prepared. It was the product of a lot of work. We worked really hard.
You said you were going to start faster this time. You did, but so did he, and it looked like you didn't have room to punch. What changed in the second round?
Cambió que mi postura fue de atacar.
What changed was that I started to attack. That was my stance.
Pero siempre esperando sus errores.
But always waiting for his mistakes.
Did he make a mistake before you landed that punch?
Sí, venía muy abierto y me dejaba muchos espacios para golpearlo.
Yeah, he was coming in, he was too open, he left me a lot of room to come in and punch him.
Okay, we thought this might be a fight of the year. Turns out to be the knockout of the year. You're the middleweight champion of the world. Outside of Pacquiao and Mayweather, there's no argument about pound for pound. You just beat Cintron, no matter what they say. 2 fights with Williams, you just knocked him out. You beat Kelly Pavlik. Where do you go from here?
Quiero escuchar ofertas y esperar. Quiero esperar a ver qué es lo que se viene, nada más.
I want to hear offers and see what comes my way, that's all.
What do you want?
Que quiero descansar un poquito, saludar a Paul Williams porque es un grande de la historia y esperar las próximas ofertas. Quiero esperar y escuchar.
I want to rest a little bit. I want to say hello to Paul Williams because he's a great fighter.
Thanks, man.
You are hot.
Yeah, good fight.
Thank you, champ.
Quickly, would you fight, do you want to fight Mayweather or Pacquiao at a catchweight fight? How low can you go?
No tengo problemas si sería cuestión de escucharlo, pero 156 libras puedo darlo sin ningún problema, pero sería cuestión de escuchar ofertas.
I would have to hear offers. 156 would be fine, but I would want to hear the offers.
Thanks, champ. Congratulations on a sensational knockout.
Muchísimas gracias y quiero agradecer a toda la gente que se acercó a ver este combate, a todos los que me hacen sentir su apoyo.
Thanks, and I want to thank everybody who came here for the fight, everybody who let me feel their support.
A todos los latinos, a todos los españoles, argentinos y principalmente mi familia en Argentina, en Quilmes.
Everybody from Latin America, everybody from Spain, everybody from Argentina, and mainly my family in Quilmes.
Congratulations again, champ. Paul, quickly. It's a tough question to ask someone who just experienced what you did, but what happened as far as you know?
I don't know, man. Just got caught with a punch, you know. I was coming to break it a very tough fight, you know, so he just caught me with a clean shot.
Was the fight going according to plan until that point? How did you feel?
I felt good, you know what I'm saying? We were going to make it a tough fight the whole way through, you know what I'm saying? he just caught me with a punch, you know what I'm saying, that I didn't see.
But we've seen you caught with punches before. The reason it's such a shock is you're known as having a great chin. We've seen you absorb tremendous shots that you saw and didn't see in the past. Why was this different?
I don't know. You know, it's the way the cookie crumbles. You know what I'm saying? He just caught me with one I didn't see.
Here's the replay.
I didn't see it.
Paul, thank you very much. We'll see you again, I'm sure. Bob?
Well, it's the first time Paul Williams, only the second loss of his career, first time that he's been stopped in a fight. And Manny, when you take a look at what transpired, I mean, we expected maybe a repeat of what happened last year. Paul Williams, we've seen him go down, but we've seen him get up. How stunned are you with the force that Martinez was able to hit him with and finish him?
I was surprised, and I think that everything was just timing was perfect, and that's what makes boxing so unique. Williams was fighting a perfect fight. One punch, the knockout punch, reminded me so much of Ricky Hatton when he was knocked out by Manny Pacquiao. You very seldom see those type of knockouts where a guy just goes face down. But in this case, it was a guy who was winning, who was, in my mind, was controlling the fight, fighting a perfect fight, and just out of nowhere, one punch. That's what makes boxing so unique from any other sport. It doesn't happen in other sports like that.
Manny, just quickly to follow up, because you've trained so many great champions. He told us yesterday at 35, I'm mentally and physically at my peak, because he got a late start in it. Can he get even better?
I don't know. I think this was just perfect the way it ended to one punch. I thought he was fighting a good fight, and Paul was crowding him, and he landed his great shot. I don't know if he's going to get better. Don't forget, he also said he was only going to fight maybe one or two more fights. He doesn't plan on having a long career in the middleweight division. So I'm quite sure he would be very excited about getting a big super fight with anyone, whether it would be with Pacquiao or anyone. But it's not too many big fights out there right now, for the most part. Unless it would be a Pacquiao or Mayweather, he's physically maybe too big.
Well, it was truly impressive. Max, we turn back to you, and you know, we thought so much about this great battle in the rematch of last year's controversial majority decision for Paul Williams. What happens now?
Well, first, I'm reminded watching this of something James Toney once said, and since we're on HBO, I can repeat it. James Toney, and I forgot what fight this was because Toney had so many great fights, said, I think it was the Holyfield fight where he was moving up in weight. He said, you got to bring ass to get ass. And that's what Sergio Martinez did tonight. Sergio Martinez, like Devin Alexander against Juan Urango a year ago, like Manny Pacquiao always does, chose the riskier strategy. But it had the potential to pay bigger dividends, and we saw it tonight. Rather than stick and move, where he might have the advantage, and maybe make it a long, drawn-out, close fight, he made the calculation that if he punched like he meant it and was willing to take the risk of fighting what looked to be Paul Williams' fight early, he had the potential to do something special. He took that risk. He did something special. He is the middleweight champion of the world. He is the only pound-for-pound fighter in the discussion with Mayweather and Pacquiao, and he deserves everything that's coming his way right now. It was just a sensational knockout.
A remarkable performance from someone that did not start boxing until the age of 20 and did not turn professional until the age of 22. But at 35, Sergio Martinez has hit his mark and in full stride and emphatically here tonight in Atlantic City. 24/7 returns to HBO on December the 15th, but it's with a different twist. It's cool. It's on ice.